Hey everyone, welcome to another sit down with Michael Franzese. Hope everybody is doing well. All is very good, very blessed on this end. As always, my friends, I give all the praise, honor, glory, and thanksgiving to our God for that. Well, we have a new mayor in New York City. His name is Mamdani, if I'm not mistaken. And I've been getting a lot of texts, a lot of DMs on social media, a lot of messages. People have my text, my email. I don't know how they get it, but they get it. Getting a lot of messages with people from New York and from all over the country that are pretty upset about it. And the questions they're asking me is, Michael, how would the mafia of your era how would they have viewed this election result? Would they have liked a guy like Mondani? And the thinking is, well, maybe they will because he wants to defund the police. I know he tried to make nice with the police, but no, he wants to defund the police. He wants a whole different way of governing. He's a socialist. He's a Marxist. He's a communist, and he is. And, his acceptance speech, we saw that. The real Mamdani came out because he wasn't the cool, calm, collected guy that he was throughout the campaign. He's very good. Believe me, I watched it. He's very, very good. He's very slick, boy, but he turned it on. He went into another gear in his acceptance speech. So people ask me, would the mafia of your era, would they have liked the fact that this guy is now president? Would they have liked the fact that this guy is now the mayor of New York City? My answer on this is absolutely not. No way. Let me explain something to you. We were criminals, no doubt. We didn't like the government, no doubt. And we didn't like the government when they came after us and they framed us. We didn't get mad at them for doing their job. We didn't. You're on one side, we're on the other. You do your job. If you get us the right way, legally, we don't care. Just don't frame us. Don't harass our families. That's all we said. So we didn't like the government because we didn't respect all the laws. Let's put it that way. That's just how it was. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not condoning it. I was one of them. I went to jail for it. I broke the law. A lot of guys did. We paid the price. But we said, just don't frame us. But does that mean we want the police defunded? No, absolutely not. We had wives, we had daughters, we had grandchildren, we had sisters. When they walked down the street, we wanted to make sure they were protected. And we expected the police to do that. Got to have police, got to have law and order. We understood that. Of course. You don't want a society with just crime going on everywhere. Of course not. We respected the fact that the police had a job to do. Do your job. We respect that. Just don't frame us. That's all we ever said. And let me explain this to you. Many of our guys fought in the war. They were patriots. They loved this country. I love this country. Our grandparents came over from Italy to seek a better life, and they found a better life here in America way back in the 1900s. They came here for that purpose. We didn't hate America at all. Not at all. So why would we be happy with a communist, a Marxist in office? We wouldn't be. As a matter of fact, I'll take it a step further. I believe that if we were still on the street during my era, he wouldn't have been made mayor. Nope. Would not have. We would have done something. And don't get the wrong idea. I'm not saying we're going to kill the guy. Just take it easy. But we would have done something through our connections, whatever. We would have made sure that this guy did not become mayor. Nobody would have liked him. I'm telling you right now, because guys on the street were patriotic. We love this country, just didn't like the government at times, but we liked this country. And what we have now, we have a communist. Listen to what he has to say. Don't say, Michael, and let me tell you something. Let me stop you right now. I'm not saying anything about his religious beliefs. Not saying anything about his Islamic, beliefs. I'm not saying that. Just what he is. He is a Marxist, and we would not have liked that. What the current mob feels about him, I don't know. I'm not part of that anymore, and I'm not into that anymore. I have my ear to the ground a little bit, but not with respect to this. So I don't know. But the mob of my time wouldn't have liked him. And I'm not happy about it. I mean, I love New York. I was born and raised there. I love it. I love Manhattan. I love the city. The city is not the same. The neighborhood I grew up in is not the same. It's just not. It's a whole different vibe. And look, I have no issue with people coming into this country. Come in legally, no issue. But when you come into this country, this is our country. We're not trying to change our country. You have to assimilate into our country, not make this your country, your culture. It's our culture. It's American culture. I believe in that. Come, we welcome you. Come the right way. Contribute. Do what you need to do here. Enjoy the life that America can give you if you work hard and you do what you do. No problem. No problem. But don't try to make America your country. That's all I say. If you think I'm wrong with that, say it. But as far as this Mayor Mamdani, I want to be very clear. I don't care what his religious persuasion is. I don't care. He's a Marxist. And let me tell you something. Communism, Marxism, and socialism has never worked anywhere for the people. It works for the people on top. It works for the government. Oh, yeah. But it's oppressive to the people. Just go down to Miami and speak to a bunch of the Cubans that left Cuba to come here. Go to Venezuela. It's a failed experiment. Why would we want it here in the United States? So no, the Mafia would not have appreciated, we would have not appreciated this guy becoming mayor. Absolutely not. And I think we're going to see that in the coming years. I had a very interesting conversation with Rudy Giuliani. And he said something to me, Rudy has a lot of knowledge because I don't know how many hours, probably hundreds of hours that he listened to on tapes with a lot of guys that didn't know they were being taped. Fat Tony Salerno being one of them, a couple of guys. He didn't mention all the names. We had a very interesting conversation. And he told me that there was one guy that was an informant that worked with him, to prosecute some people. And the guy had admitted to a number of murders. And he spoke to him about it. And he said, how did you feel? Rudy did, spoke to him, said, how did you feel after you committed all these murders? And the guy answered him, and I certainly can relate to that, having been one of them. He said, look, we all took an oath. We understood we had to play by the rules. We also understood that if we violated the rules, then we could pay for it with our life, serious consequences. He said, so and this is him saying it, not me, this informant, he said, when I took the life of somebody else that broke the rules, I justified it because I took the same oath. I could have been, at the other end of the same fate. I could have got it myself. So that's how you justify things. He said, but we didn't run around on the streets killing people. We didn't do that. And I know sometimes this is what people think. I know because I get comments. Oh, you're a murderer. You did this. You did that. No, we didn't. Did we kill one another? Yes, we did. Yes. No question about it. Were there times when people died and they probably shouldn't have died? Yes. Because politics, corruption comes in. People got killed for different reasons, political reasons, whatever, power, whatever. It's the street. It gets corrupted like anything else. So it wasn't always right. And it's never right to take a life unless it's in self-defense and you're protecting yourself and it's you or him. I guess that's okay. At least I believe so. But we did have some principle about us. We did. We didn't go after wives. We didn't go after sons and daughters. We didn't go after prosecutors and law enforcement people. No, hands off. You don't go after law enforcement people. They're doing their job. That's their job. That's the route that they chose. Can't get mad at them. We may not want to be them. We may not agree with what they did, but we can't get mad at them. We don't want to kill them for doing their job. They're supposed to, and we are criminals. We recognize the fact that we were criminals. We understood that. My father said something to me once, and I'm going to stay on point here. He said to me, you know what, Michael, how could you ever want to be a cop? This is when I was young. He said, how could you ever want to be a cop? A cop has to take an oath to lock up their own mother and father if their mother or father commit a crime. Could you ever do that? I said, no, Dad, never, never. Cut to when I am proposed into the life, and I sit down with my boss at that time, Tom DeBella, and he says to me, Michael, your father said you want to become a member of our life. Is that true? I said, yes. Here's the deal. From now on, you're on call to serve this family 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That means If your mother is sick and dying and you're at her bedside, we call you to service. You leave your mom, you come and serve us. From now on, we're number one in your life before anything and everything. When and if we feel you deserve this privilege, this honor to become a member, we'll let you know. So I spoke to my father once. I said, Dad, what's the difference between their oath and our oath? We agree to leave our mother on her deathbed, leave our loved ones on their deathbeds and go and serve the family. A cop is only saying they're going to lock their family up. We're saying we're going to leave them to die. What's the difference? Well, he got upset. Oh, there is a difference. I said, well, what is it? Explain it to me. He really couldn't. He really couldn't. So what's my point? A guy that wants to get rid of the police? No. And let me tell you what socialism, he's against capitalism. Mamdani is against capitalism. We are a capitalist nation, people. We're not a socialist nation. We don't want the government giving us handouts. We don't want everything being equal and be at the behest of the government to give us everything. Why would we want that? Why is this outrage with millionaires and billionaires? Why? Explain it to me. Why would anybody be mad at Jeff Bezos? He created Amazon. Do you know how much wealth he created for his shareholders? The company is worth, I think, $2.6 trillion. He's only worth a couple of $100 billion. So who else participates in that? The people that bought the stock. He made people very wealthy. Aside from the fact that how many thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, does he put to work? Look at his products and services that benefit people. Why is he all of a sudden demonized and people like him are demonized? Why is Walmart demonized? Okay, he's a billionaire, but look what he's done for America. Howard Schultz, the creator of Starbucks. Why would he be demonized? Most people like to go to Starbucks. 17,000 Starbucks here in the United States. So Howard is a wealthy guy. He earned it. This country gave him the opportunity and he took advantage of it. Why would you all of a sudden, why are they demons all of a sudden? Oh, you made all that money. You worked. You took risks. You did it all, but you don't deserve that. Well, why not? Tell me why not? Well, it's unfair. Why is it unfair? Well, there's tax loopholes. Well, close them up. You're Congress. You're smart. If you created the loopholes, what are you getting mad if we take advantage of them for? It's insane. It doesn't even make sense, people, to get mad at people who have used the system properly and legally, and everybody plays a little game here or there. Everybody does. So don't hand me that, come on. But for the most part, it did it legally. And look what they've created for the benefit of so many other people aside from themselves. But now they're demonized. Bernie Sanders, they're demons. He used to demonize millionaires until he became a millionaire. Now it's billionaires. AOC, Mamdani, they're all bad. Why are they bad people? Why are they bad people? Well, come on, Michael. The Bible says it's easier for a rich man to go through the eye of a needle than it is for him to get to heaven. Well, that's because some rich men and some rich people, I should say, put money before God, put money before everything. That's a sin because money sometimes clouds their thinking. I don't need anybody. I'm wealthy. Well, you know what? Don't worry about that. God will take care of them. What are you worried about? That's between them and God. But are they hurting you? No, they're benefiting you. Now, if you want to look at somebody like George Soros, who uses his money, to undermine the principles in this country, well, that's different. Okay? What is he using his money for? And if there's any billionaire out there that you can say they're using their money for the detriment of people, well, that's a different story. It's like anything else. If you're using whatever you have, at your disposal to the disadvantage or the harm of other people, well, whether it be money or anything else, well, that's a different story. But if you're not doing that, and you've made your money here in the United States and people are benefiting by it, then what's your problem? Why are these people demonized? I don't get it. I'm happy Walmart created Walmart. I'm happy that, we have Amazon. I shouldn't be because I get 2-3 packages every darn day and I don't order anything. My wife, my daughter, every day. We depend upon Amazon. I got to tell you, if I ever see Bezos, I'm going to say, hey, I'm probably one of your best customers. But you know where I'm going at. And now you got Mamdani, the mayor of New York, he's going to do everything. He's going to give everybody free everything, free bus rides, free groceries, free health care, free this. Immigrants, you're welcome here. Don't worry about it. Where's the money coming from? It costs money. Where is it coming from? Is he going to raise taxes? You're damn right he is. Is he going to raise it on the middle class? You're darn right he is. Don't let him kid you. He is a socialist, a Marxist. He doesn't want this America to be America anymore. He wants to fundamentally change what we are. The Mafia wouldn't like that. No. We like it being a capitalist country. We do. And let me tell you something. We never went to war with the government. We never did. But if we had a socialist, Marxist government, we would have went to war with the government. Our marks were not the government. I didn't go out and say, I'm going to beat up the government every day. No, we didn't do that. We didn't kill government officials. We didn't go and try to destroy their career. We didn't do any of that. We went out and made our money. You know me, I stole tax money. You know that in the gas business. I did things, illegal. I was in a gambling business illegally. We didn't pay our tax. But I wasn't out to destroy the government. I wasn't out to destroy law enforcement, and neither were any of my associates. But if this was a Marxist, communist country, you're damn well right. We would be on the right side of America, and we would go after these people. You're damn right we would. We wouldn't be happy with Mamdani at all. And I guarantee this guys on the street now, they're not happy with him either. The mob has gone undercover. It's not as out there as, and I get it. But they're not happy with him either. I know that. I know the mentality of the street. So I hope I'm answering your question. The mob of my era, Persico, Colombo, Fat Tony Salerno, the Chin, all of these guys, they would not have liked this guy one bit, because we were patriotic. I'm a patriot now. All right, you can say I'm not in the mob anymore. When I was on the street, I didn't want, I would have fought. If I was drafted into the army, I would have went. I didn't try to get out of it. During my time, they had the lottery. I just happened to have a high number. I never got called. I would have went. I would have defended my country, defended my people, no problem. And so many of guys, my good friend, a good friend of my dad's, soldier in the family, little Joey rather Brancato, got his leg shot off in World War II. He was proud of it. Got the Medal of Honor, proud of it. And so many others. So don't think that we would have supported Mamdani. No, absolutely not. And I got to tell you this, he might have been in trouble. He really might have been in trouble. Because just like when the CIA or the government officials, whatever branch of the government was, I'm not going to get into that, came to us to kill Castro, absolute fact, without a doubt, and came to us in the Kennedy assassination, fact, no doubt, they might have come to us for this guy Mamdani. And you know what? We would have done it. We wouldn't have liked him. I don't like him now. I don't like what he stands for. I don't like his principles. And don't start with me with the Islam. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about his political belief. He's a communist. He's a Marxist. And it's coming out. It came out in his acceptance speech more. The different guy came out. Very bombastic, very loud, in your face. He wasn't like that through the campaign. Go look at, compare the videos. So no, the Mafia would not have supported this guy. My people would not have supported this guy. We wouldn't have liked him one bit. And he might have been in a lot of trouble. Let me tell you something. When we were there, during my life, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, right into the 90s, our neighborhoods were safe. You ask anybody that lived in our neighborhoods, they were safe. We didn't abuse the people in our neighborhoods. I'm sorry. You can think what you want, but that's the truth. We would never take advantage. Oh, you ran numbers, Michael. Yeah, we ran numbers, and everybody and their grandmother were betting on the numbers. Hey, what's the problem? What's the problem with numbers? Little old ladies, grandmothers, nieces, nephews, aunts, everybody played the numbers. You put down 50 cents, you win, you get back $600. Nobody was getting hurt. Nobody was getting beat up. Don't listen to all this stuff. Not true. What was wrong with that? I know what was wrong. We weren't paying taxes. Okay, we were criminals in that regard. We avoided or evaded paying our taxes. Gambling, such an evil thing, gambling. Now everybody's involved in it legally. Why was it evil? Because the government wasn't collecting their end. That's it. The NFL, Major League Baseball, the NBA, they're all involved in it now. Aren't they? It's not that evil anymore, isn't it? When the government gets involved, when corporate America gets involved, it's not evil anymore. I know guys that did 10, 15 years for being illegal bookmakers. Well, bookmakers, they were all illegal at the time. Doing 10 years, 15 years, now it's legal. Come on. But we weren't abusing people in our neighborhoods. Somebody got out of hand or whatever, okay, different. Isolated incidents. But you go to anyone and they will tell you our neighborhoods were safe. Greenpoint, you never had to lock your doors or your windows. Never. And it's the same in Bensonhurst and all those places, Sheepshead Bay, Flatbush, wherever we were. You didn't have to lock your doors or your windows. Nobody was bothering you. They knew our presence was there. Stay away. The police even, they appreciated that. We made their jobs easier. Now, again, Michael, you're glorifying that life. No, I'm not. I'm telling you the reality of that life. I've also told you it was an evil life because families get destroyed. I've also told you that murder is never right unless it's self-defense. So don't start with that. I'm being honest with you, and I'm telling you like it is. There's two sides to the coin. Remember that. Now, some things, yeah. Okay, we did wrong, 100%. But again, I'm pointing out we would have not liked Mamdani, and we would have done anything not to make this guy become mayor, and he might have been in trouble later on. I'm telling you the truth. Telling you the truth. You know the reality. So I wanted to clarify that. It's important because why? I'm answering your questions. So many messages I've gotten in the past couple of days. How would the mob have reacted during your time, Michael, to a communist, a Marxist, a socialist becoming the mayor of New York? Horrible. Would not have reacted good. And let me tell you something. This guy's father said Hitler patterned himself in the image of Abraham Lincoln. Mamdani's father said that. It's public. He made that statement. Are you sick? Really? You want to compare Hitler to Abraham Lincoln? Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. Hitler butchered and murdered 6 million Jews. But he compares Hitler to Abraham. He doesn't compare it. He says that Hitler learned from Abraham Lincoln. Really? I'm going to tell you something. I'm embarrassed that this guy became, I can't even believe it. But you know what? New York isn't the same New York that I grew up in. No way. No way, shape, or form. And I want to give the mob a little bit more credit. Not glorifying them, but a little more credit. Look what's happening in Vegas today. Try to go to Vegas. If you're a middle-class guy, try to go. Forget it. You can't go. You want to pay $9 for a bottle of water? In some cases, $16 for a bottle of water? Hotel room sky high, buffets, forget it. Used to go there to get a buffet. Can't do it anymore. It's highway robbery in Vegas now. Tourism is down, I think, 10, 11%. Every show is everything is too expensive. Not when we ran it. We invited people. Come, free buffets. Everybody from my era, if you talk to them about Vegas, they will tell you it was so much better when you guys were in control. So much better. We just did things differently. And I'm telling you that now, the mob would do a better job as mayor. Some of the guys there who were very smart would have done a better job than this guy is going to do. I'm being honest with you people. Now you take it for what it's worth. You do with it what you feel you should do with it, whatever. And again, I'm not glorifying the life. I'm just telling you the way it is. There's good and bad in everything. In everything. And I'm pointing out both. It's just like some of you here, I hear complaints about Donald Trump. I'll always listen. Tell me. I may disagree. I may agree. Nobody's perfect. Trump isn't perfect. Nobody's perfect. But I also tell them the same thing. If you want to talk to me about Trump, I will listen. But in the same token, if you can't be honest and admit what went wrong in the Biden administration, that's right in front of you, right in your face, if you can't admit that, then you have zero credibility with me. Then you got TDS and you're not even worth talking to. And that's the bottom line. If you're going to admit, okay, there was faults on both sides, okay, then we can listen and we can talk reasonably. But if you're going to make believe that none of that happened, then we have nothing to talk about. So, bring it. I'll listen. And I say this quite often, every once in a while, rather, I'll jump on social media. I'll answer a couple of comments, and this, Trump. I said, okay, I'm listening. But what about this with Biden? What about crickets? Crickets, they won't admit it. Well, you have no credibility with me. Zero. Because come on. If you can't admit some of the things that went down, if you can't admit there was a cover up, if you can't admit there's a laundry list of things, if you won't admit to that, then we have nothing to talk about. Honesty. You got to be honest. That's why when I talk about my former life, I tell it like it is. I'm not going to say everybody was a bad, evil guy. I'm not. I'm sorry, because they weren't. They weren't. You would rather have one of my former associates, not all of them, because some of them would just not be capable. But the capable guys in that life would do a better job than this mayor is going to do. Because they care about America. Yes, they did. They cared about America. I'm sorry. When we built Vegas, it wasn't because we hated America. I'm sorry. The Teamsters Union, it wasn't because we hated America. We might have made some money with it, no doubt about it, and used it. We didn't hate America. When you're fighting for the rights of people that are workers, you're not hating them. You're fighting for the rights of the people. So, I had to answer this. I had to answer because a lot of people, he wants to disband the police. You guys must have loved that. No, we did not. And no, we would not. We can take care of ourselves on the street. Let the police do their job because it goes beyond us. It goes beyond us to our families, to our loved ones, to our neighborhoods. Do your job, police. We're okay with that. We don't want to defund the police and have no law and order on the streets. Crazy. So I had to address this, people, because so many people are asking me about it. I'll leave it with this, making it very clear. The mob of my era, Cosa Nostra, Mafia of my era, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, into the early 90s, would not have supported Mamdani as mayor of New York. As a matter of fact, we would have worked hard to make sure that he wasn't the mayor. And if he became the mayor and we didn't like it, he might have had a problem. I'm telling you the truth. That's the street. That's the maybe ugly side, but that's the truth. So I thought it was important that I address this because I get in, again, so many comments about it. So I hope you like my answer. Let me know. Comment. Tell me what you think. And I know what some of you are going to say, oh, you're standing up, you're glorifying the life. No. But that's not it. I'm just being honest about this guy. I'm not happy at all. That's my hometown, and I'm very disappointed. And I dread to see what this guy is going to do. I really mean it. And remember, it's a failed experiment. You want to look at communism, just go to Russia and see if you want to live that way. Or go to China, see if you want to live that way. Go to Iran, see if you want to live that way. Go to Cuba, see if you want to live that way. And don't tell me he's not a Marxist. He absolutely is. Just watch it unfold. Free this, free that, free. Nonsense. BS. Plain English. All right, my friends, how do I always leave you? Same way. Never going to change. You know the deal. Be safe, especially you people in New York. I'm telling you, watch yourself. Police off the street, crime is going to run wild. It's going to run wild. I tell you this, you go to a criminal and say, hey, don't worry about it. And you're seeing the proof. How are people getting locked up 17, 18, 19 times back on the street to commit more crimes? Because there's a lack of enforcement, law enforcement. It's right in front of you. We've seen it in Seattle. We've seen it in Portland. We see it in Chicago. We see it in New York. What more do you need to see? Just plain as the nose on your face. So please be safe. Be safe. And you know what? I appreciate what Trump is doing to trying to make these cities safe. They can color it any way they want. Oh, it's authoritarian. Let me get that right. Oh, he's trying to, impose the federal government on us, trying to make the city safe. That's what he's doing. And some people, whatever. I don't want to get into all of that. It's political. All right. Be safe, people. We need safety in our streets. Be healthy. I always preach that. Unfortunately, just lost my father-in-law, at the age of 83. If he would have taken better care of himself, he'd probably still be alive today. But, you elderly people, but start young. Be healthy. It's important. You got one life to live here on earth. May as well make the most of it and give yourself the best chance. Be safe. Be healthy. God bless each and every one of you. Families, communities, towns, loved ones. God bless America. Yes, I will see you next time. Stay tuned.